So I'm not ready for this episode. Like, you guys have been reaching out to me, letting me know that something has apparently gone down. I haven't seen it yet. I'm about to watch it. I'm kind of nervous. I've been hearing some stuff about some queens. You guys have been very careful of not telling me what has happened, but it's been controversial. So I'm just like, Lord, what happened on this episode? I'm nervous, but let's get into it. So Brickbrack, one of the commenters on my last RuPaul's Drag Race review, showed me or sent me a link of a video where Monique Hart and Mayhem Miller were hosting basically like a live reaction of the latest episode that I reviewed last week and we all watched. And there was a lot of tea in that interview. So much tea that I was a little nervous for the both of them, especially Monique Hart. Did I start something? Especially Monique Hart, because I know that a lot of their contracts are ironclad, and she was saying some things, not a lot, but just a few things I was just like, I don't know if you can say this, but I liked hearing a different perspective of everything that was happening on the show, because I don't know if a lot of you guys are aware, and to be honest with you, I'm not trying to act like I'm Miss Know-It-All. The only reason why I know half the stuff that I know about reality TV is because my sister is a reality TV producer. She has produced some big reality TV shows. I'm trying to get her to get on Drag Race. One of her really good friends is a producer on Drag Race. So I know like a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I know that although we're watching one scene and it looks like they're taking everything from that scene and putting it on TV, what a lot of us are not aware of is that they filmed a whole season. So you might be looking at a cut together scene, but it's not from the same day. It's not even from the same week. It's possibly a reshoot. So a lot of things are not as cohesive as we think it is. So what Monique was saying was that a lot of stuff that we all saw was not what they were experiencing on the show. And with that, she gave a little background on the issues with Eureka that the whole cast had. And I didn't know they were all like not for Eureka. But the issue was that, Monique said, the issue was that they had a problem that Eureka made it to episode 5. So she was on the show for like 5 or 6 weeks. Like they get there a week before and then, they mix and mingle or whatever. And then they start production or whatever on the show. So they were upset that she came back into the show and had a bit of leverage. So they were upset that when like Monique mentioned one part where they can't talk. And that is when the producers are getting B-rolls or shots and they don't want you to speak while they're getting these shots, right? Eureka was still talking. And that's why Eureka got so much camera time, because no tea, no shade, but Eureka had been there before. She knew what to do. So they started getting pissed when she wasn't applying by the rules. They felt as if she was given favoritism because, Eureka had really good relationships with a lot of the crew and they started to feel isolated. And then when Eureka started winning challenges, she had already I think did a panel at DragCon, which I'm going to be at this weekend, DragCon LA. I'm so excited. If you see me in them DragCon streets, I'll be there on Saturday. Stop by like I got a booth. Say hi to a sister because I'm going to be there. I'm so excited. But they were just saying that she had experience and they were pissed off about that. But you only saw the reactions of a few queens when it was basically the majority of the queens who had an issue with Eureka coming back. And remember when I did my first review, I was like, I don't know what is the beef here. Like, why are they all upset with Eureka? I'm not understanding, especially if they're just meeting each other. This is what the issue was, but they never voiced it. This was all behind the scenes drama, and it's just like, guys, I get that you didn't want to say what the real issue was on camera for fear of what would happen, right? However, without knowing that information, you all look like you're ganging up on Eureka. Because essentially she's playing the game and she's playing to win. I can't get mad at her for that. I also feel like the anger is directed at the wrong person. You can't get mad at Eureka for playing the game. You should bring it up with crew or, the producers and just be like, listen, we're quiet when y'all tell us to be quiet. She's still talking. Now she has an entire camera in her face because she's working this show. You know what I mean? Or we feel uncomfortable with Eureka coming back in. I wish they would have voiced that. But I do understand being new, being green, not understanding a process and getting through it and feeling like you have been taken advantage of. So thank you, Brickbrack. That was really, really good information. Now I'm going into this next episode with with a totally different perspective. I'm still not upset with Eureka for playing the game. Like, I can't get upset for somebody seeing their shot, even though they have, you know, advantages, and just taking advantage of those advantages. You know what I mean? This chick wants this money. She wants to win. So I can't get mad at her for that. But I do now fully understand what the issue was with Eureka and the rest of the queens. I get it. They feel cheated. They feel like she had a leg up, which, to be quite honest with you, she did. She was already well versed in Drag Race by the time she came back. And so I understand. And I do agree that queens shouldn't come back. I think that was started with Shangela because RuPaul didn't feel like she got a fair shot. And although I am Team Shangela, I do understand being like, dang, you know, somebody who already has done this 2 or 3 times, you know, speaking of Shangela or Eureka, one time is able to come back and like do it again and get better every time. I wish I had that opportunity. So I understand both sides. I really, really do. But still, I can't, I'm like, it's not fair that Eureka had this advantage, but I can't fault her for taking advantage of the advantages given her to her, especially if she wants to win. Like, I get it, but listen, y'all gonna be ready for All Stars, right? And if Ru is bringing people back, stay connected, be that queen, start taking off. That Ru starts looking at you and being like, they need another shot on the show. I didn't feel like they got a fair chance. Let's bring them onto the show, because that's what happened with Shangela. She started blowing up off the show, and Ru, being the businessman that he is, was just like, let me bring her back and bring all of that fan fodder to this show, because it was still building at that point, and I think it was still on logo at that point. So it's just business, but I get it. I totally get it, and thank you again, Brick Bragg, for that, because I really got to understand Monique and Mayhem, who I started off on a high with Mayhem, and then towards the end, I was just like, you could go, right? But listening to Mayhem, I was just like, oh man, I wish I would have, I don't know. This always happens when the show is over and you start to talk to the cast and crew. Same thing with America's Next Top Model. You're finding out things and you're just like, But again, as a reviewer and a fan and a viewer of this show, I can only give my opinion on what I'm seeing, even though I know it's manipulated. It's entertainment. I'm giving you entertainment. We're watching entertainment. It is what it is. It's show business. Also, Monique Hart did mention that that was Vixen's issue with Eureka on the show. That's why she had so much venom towards her. You know what I mean? She just mentioned it as being an issue with all the queens, but she was just like, that's what was going on with the Vixen. She was the one who I guess was the most vocal, but she did not go about it in the right way, in my opinion. She did not express the true feelings, you know what I mean? So she just, like, even now when I'm watching it, oh, I just don't like you, Eureka, that's why I called your name. And just, guys, liking the Vixen or not, you can't agree with how she's handling this issue. It's immature. It comes off very ugly. It's not a race thing. You know what I mean? That issue with her and Aquaria absolutely was. Because as soon as Aquaria felt intimidated, she just started crying to get sympathy. I agree with that. I agree with that whole angry black woman narrative. It was what it was, right? The Vixen is on her own at this point. Like, you're going off, and even your friends are telling you, get it together, ma. We're all, basically, it's like they're all frustrated. They're all going through it. Like, Asia O'Hara was frustrated. Monique Hart was frustrated. You know what I mean? But they just didn't vocalize it the way that the Vixen is. And I don't know why she just didn't say, I don't think it's fair that you got another chance. That would make it easier for us to understand what's going on with her. But the way she's voicing it and dealing with the issues that she has with Eureka, I can't get behind it. I can't get behind it. And then to sit there and just feel like, well, you all attacked my dreams. I don't have any friends in here, in this place. It's a competition. And first of all, it's always been a competition. Second of all, it's everybody's dream. And I'm so glad that Monet said that. It's like, just because you want it, everybody's supposed to bow down and give it to you. It's a competition. Yes, you guys are all friends or friendly or supposed to be sisters, but they want it as well, and they're going to do what they have to do as well. I don't think it was strategic or any plan to get the Vixen out, especially after what Mayhem and Monique Hart said on this on that watch back or whatever. I'm going to put the link in my description so you guys can find it as well. But I don't think it was like a setup, you know what I mean? Based off of your drag that night, they said you should go home. You know what I mean? Eureka didn't even pick you. I'm like, you gotta be wise, Vixen. She is playing this game and you are just not woke to it. You're coming at her in a different way. You need to be, the game that Eureka is playing, you need to be topping that game. That is the issue. The Vixen isn't playing the game. The Vixen is just on this show like, oh, I'm angry, this isn't right, this isn't fair, I'm a victim. And I'm like, you can't do that. Because one, is reality TV. They're going to take whatever you say and do and make their own storyline. But again, they don't know. This is their first time. So, you know, if the Vixen ever comes on All Stars, which I believe she will, she'll play the game totally different. She'll play the game because she's not playing it at this point. But I just can't get behind it. Like, I'm trying to find reasons to get behind the Vixen because one, of that interview, I understand, and two, because word on the street is that she's an amazing performer and I love the kind of work that she does, but the way that it's going on this show, and I'm like, this scene ain't even edited. The Vixen just looked at Eureka and said, I don't like you, that's why I want you to go home. Girl, what? Like, who gonna ride with that? Not I. The last followers that you had that was riding with that foolishness had to drop off at that point because, come on, it makes no sense. It's petty, it's childish, and it does not belong on Drag Race. You know, especially season 10. You guys have got to bring it. This show has been on for 10 years. It is on VH1. This is the first show of its kind. There is no show on VH1 with an LGBT cast, an LGBT EP, LGBT cast and crew dealing with LGBT subjects. Are you kidding me? And you come here acting a fool. Yeah, wake up. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of us, and it's our right to not be giving you guys passes for season 10. You done had 9 years to watch this show, learn, and get your craft together. Any mistakes at this point, it's on you. You gotta own it. Vixen, you gotta own this. You gotta own this. And I don't know Shea Coulee, but I feel like we're best friends. Shea Coulee gonna get you together. If she hasn't already, because you can't come on here acting a damn fool. And I don't believe that Shea okayed this behavior. I don't believe it. She might not tell me or any of us because she love her and that's her daughter. But we know the truth. We know the truth. She got that wig together. I'm giving you RuPaul, honey. You're not into it? It's a different kind of beauty. It's a different kind of species. I love how they drag each other and I love it. I love drag queen roasting because, you know, it's all in love, but they are so quick and good at it. I love it. But Monet Exchange, I love you, sweetie. I really, really do. We all watch this. That was Aquaria's win. It was yours to win, but you did not bring that look on the runway. If you had Aquaria's look, you would have won. You won Snatch Game. You didn't win the runway. So the win went to the second runner, or the third runner-up, because Eureka should have definitely been second in line if, you know, you didn't bring the look, but you didn't bring the look. So then they got to go to Eureka. Then they see Eureka and they just like, well, they got to go to Aquaria. And that's just how the cookie crumbles. You got to kill the challenges and the runway. You got to do them both to get a win. If not, you're going to be looking salty like today. So the mini challenge was fun. I didn't know Cameron was that short. I mean, I know RuPaul is pretty tall, but Cameron was like childlike next to Ru. And I did not think that Cameron was going to pull out a line like that. They call you mother, but shouldn't it be? Yes, Cameron. Vanjie makes an appearance every episode. I'm telling you, Vanjie is coming back. If Vanjie doesn't come back on this season, it's a missed opportunity, but she's definitely a shoo-in for All Stars. She's going to be the first pick if she doesn't come back on this season. Oh my gosh, she shows up every episode. And that was good. I didn't like how the Vixen delivered Vanjie, but I don't know, I just love the interaction with her and Ru in Asia. Ru connected. This mini challenge was fun. It really, really was. Let me tell you something. I overused that gif of RuPaul smacking. Who lacking. I don't remember everything about season 2. See, I was a season 4 girl. I don't know who RuPaul was slapping, but that the GIF, I use it all the time. All the time, because it's so good. Ru better had gave Asia that win. No, but Asia deserved it though. Asia did really, really good. It was funny, but you know, yeah. If Asia wanted to be petty. So yeah. Well done, Ru. Maxi challenge, a million seasons of Cher. I think it's a great challenge. Like, Cher is an icon. She's a huge icon in the drag community. Like, everybody has played Cher. Any show you go to, there's a Cher impersonator. So I think it's smart, right? I am kind of concerned for the people who don't get like 60s and 70s Cher, because those looks, like, of course Rockstar Cher is huge, right? And I think that Eureka, the picture that they showed of Cher in that like black bikini, bedazzled bikini, that's the only look she can go for, because that's the look that is the most memorable. There are some Rockstar Cher looks, but 60s and 70s Cher, like disco Cher, 80s, that Cher was an era, because everybody pulls from that, or that one like Rockstar Cher moment, but everybody pulls, no, I'm sorry, not the 60s, 70s and 80s Cher. That was iconic. She was iconic, like disco Cher. So many looks that people still pull from today. So it's 70s and 80s Cher to win. If they don't pull out these looks, I don't know what to tell you, because there's so much to pull from. I would love to be disco Cher. Let me get snatched, because I got to pull some Cher moments. Let me tell y'all something. When I get snatched and I pull off my Cher moment, it's going to break the internet, or at least my Facebook. Oh, and let's talk about the most important thing, singing live. I don't think it's fair. I don't, because not everybody's a singer. And I don't know. I don't know how this is going to play out, but I don't think it's fair to make people sing if that's not something that they do. The people who do sing are going to have an advantage here. So I don't know. I mean, it's going to be interesting and comedically sad. Can we be real? It's going to be hilarious to watch these boys try to sing who can't sing, and I just feel bad for them. I don't know. This one just doesn't feel fair to me. But I'm still watching, so I could change my opinion anytime. And I'm a woman, I can do that. Try me. And burn the candle at both. What? I don't want to laugh at them. This is not fair, Ru. I feel bad for Asia O'Hara. Here is why. She got movie star Cher. I'm sorry. There are just, those looks are just not as iconic as 70s and 80s Cher. And even Rockstar Cher. You know what I mean? Like, that is the one category that does not have a lot to pull from. And what it does have to pull from, it's not as glamorous like Asia mentioned. Then the one movie where Asia can pull a look from that will at least be able to match what's going to be seen on this runway is from Mermaids. But she can't use that look because of last week's challenge. So she's either going to have to go Moonstruck or Burlesque. Because if she touches Mamma Mia or The Mask, baby, you ready to go home. If she touches The Mask, I'm going to be heated. Monet is going to do Cara Burnett's version of Cher. Baby, you got 70s variety show Cher. Don't get me wrong. Cara Burnett is a comedic legend, baby. But you struggle in looks. Why are you going to go with someone who was doing a joke, a funny joke of Cher's look? Because no tea, no shade, your outfits do look like it's a joke sometimes. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I was really hoping that she would go balls to the wall with this and glam it up. That's Monet's problem. She is not glamming enough. It's not refined enough. And you got variety show Cher. You can't get no more refined than that, baby. What are you doing? You're killing me. I want you to win. You know what? I'm gonna have to start taking like I was gonna say a downer. I'll have to start taking some medicine before I watch this show. Where's my ibuprofen? These queens give me such a headache. I mean, Ru was just like, why do y'all come to this show and compartmentalize your talent? Basically, Ru is just like, just do it all. Go for it. Stop holding back. And that's what I was talking about in my Untucks. I hate when I see queens saying, oh, I was going to do this and I was going to do that. And I'm just like, you don't know how long you're going to be here. I think every great thing, if you're coming on this show, I think every great thing that you're thinking about holding, do it. If you are that creative, you'll come up with something even better. I think every look should be spectacular. There should be no throwaway looks, ever. Y'all, I can't do it. And I know that there are some Vixen fans who watch me, and y'all, I'm trying, but I just can't. It's the unprofessionalism that Vixen is talking about that she exudes. It's disgusting because Ru is talking to Eureka about what they're going through. And the Vixen is making all these, just being very immature for someone who's late 20s. Like doing stuff with the eyes, playing the violin, so much that Ru sees it. It's like, I don't know, I just feel like when your boss or somebody who has the power to really change your life financially, career-wise, I would think that you would be on your P's and Q's and not worry about the drama or that person getting under your skin. If it were me, if I had a beef with somebody, please believe y'all would never see it. The production would never know. Ru would never know. It would all be behind the scenes. I would get that person together off camera at the hotel room, baby. Not on camera. You would never know because I'm at work. And I think that the Vixen just has not realized that this is work. I don't know. I think she just came on the show really, really green. And you are going to have to do so much like rebuilding after this. Are you going to be at DragCon? Ciao. That's gonna be messy. Let me check. I hope she's there. Then even when she meets with Ru, it's about all the drama. It's not about Cher or your looks, and it's I don't know. I don't know, the Vixen. I'm trying. I really, really am, and I'm taking into account what Monique Hart said. I'm taking into account behind the scenes and editing, all of that. But it's still what you present, sweetie. It's still what you present. And you are engulfed in this drama and not the show. That is your downfall. This is your commercial. Make it interesting. So far, I don't want to buy this product. Cameron, I'm concerned. This may be your week. Also, shout out to them dancers. Let me tell you something. This show will give you eye candy. I can't focus. And there's several flavors up there. Yes, Ru. Yes. Monet. No, I do not see Cher. I see Dennis Rodman, girl. Oh, Monet, I can't. I think now that Monique is going, we're going to get a lot of like confessionals of Monet X Change and her one-liners. But listen, I'm going to give it to the Vixen. She got the choreography down. She really, really does. And I think if the Vixen doesn't try to sing, if she pulls like a Ru thing, she can really pull this off, because I saw her video with Shea Coulee, and I forgot the other queen, Cocky. That's a good song. You know what I mean? And she gives a nice little verse in that as well. If she can just like sing, talk, I think the Vixen got this. I'm telling you, she got a good era. She might be on top, y'all. Don't get nervous. Asia is struggling. Real talk, I knew she would. I'm not expecting much of a performance from Asia. For me, Asia has always been a look girl. You know what I mean? She's that pageant queen, so I'm always looking to Asia for looks, not performance per se. And I had her in Aquaria in that box. But Aquaria let me know that she could do more during the Snatch game. I have yet to see that from Asia. Oh, Eureka. I'm starting to see what Monique was talking about. Everybody has to sing and do their choreography. Eureka, for some reason, is just like, I can't do them both. And I totally get it and I understand, but that's not how it works. you don't get special privileges. You know what I mean? Like, you have to do what everybody else does. And you can see Todrick getting frustrated. And I'm just like, if you've done this before, why would you want to piss off Todrick? Because 9 times out of 10, Todrick is going to be on the panel or have some decision or give some kind of feedback to how you perform that day. So I'm just like, use wisdom, ma. But she killing the movements. I think if she has a good look and can pull out those words and like a nice tone, she might be a top player too, because what Todrick choreographed for her looked dope. So, this is, I don't know. I don't know who's going to be on top, and I don't know who's going to be on the bottom except for Asia. Asia, you're going to be on the bottom. If you're not, I'm glad I was wrong, but from what I've been seeing, you're probably going to be lip syncing for your life. And although I think that Eureka is kind of being a diva, like, why do you care, Vixen? I get that it's a lot going on and this is how they feel overall, but there's no excuse, because other queens are going through the same thing. Other queens are seeing the favoritism that you guys talked about and seeing Aquaria seeing Eureka be a diva. They're still in the competition. They're still winning challenges. They're still going forward. You are allowing someone who should not even be on your radar consume you. It's just, it's hard to watch, because she just seems like a really good drag queen, and I'm just getting more of her beef with Eureka than I am of anything that she could possibly pull out. And it's unfortunate. It really, really is. But I can see what they were talking about. I can see the diva in Eureka. And then I gotta be honest with you, I can't take the excuses anymore. I feel like Eureka has an excuse for everything that she doesn't want to do. And I'm overwhelmed with her excuses at this point. And it's not because I don't believe her. It's because you're not the only one. And I think her and Vixen's problem is that they are the same thing. Like, especially with the Vixen, she hates a lot of stuff in Eureka because it's in herself. Like, Eureka is sitting up here making a big deal, like, they don't know that I was traumatized as a kid, that's why I can't do these things. And then the Vixen is doing the same thing, like making all these excuses. They don't know that this is my dream, so that's why I'm acting like this, or I've been talked over and bullied, and that's why I'm doing this. So has every other queen. Every other queen has went through the same, if not more. There are queens who are there as well, who are making it work. I just can't take the excuses anymore. Like, Eureka has an excuse for everything that she doesn't want to do, or if she does something poorly, it's an excuse and she's crying and falling apart. And I'm like, in this competition, I don't know. I just can't give it to her. I gave it to her the first couple episodes, but then I felt like I was seeing a pattern. And I'm like, Eureka, how many times are you going to bring up something that happened to you for a reason why you don't, or you can't do something, or you're afraid to do something? Like, at some point, you got to get it together and pull it out. Pull through. Lord, moving on. So, although I love this moment with Asia and the Vixen, I'm going to have to disagree with Asia. I didn't want to come on camera right away. I wanted to watch the scene all the way through, because immediately when Asia said, the Vixen suffers from what we call in Texas angry black woman syndrome, I was offended. And I didn't want to speak in my offense. I wanted to hear the whole thing through so that I could give an honest perspective, not full of emotion or speaking from, being offended, right? Because this is the thing. Asia used a terminology that is a racist terminology to describe a marginalized group of people, especially in America, right? It's the same thing when people say the race card. It's normally used, or it was created by specifically white racists who were saying that to minorities, specifically black Americans, that they were playing a certain card to evoke sympathy. What it really is just a dismissing of a marginalized group of people's feelings, how they are feeling about being oppressed. It's just a dismiss of that, to say that they're playing some kind of card and that their reality is not real, that they're making these things up, right? It's the same thing with angry black women. Black women have heard that over years, decades. I heard it growing up. I hear it now. It's it was something that was always thrown around, thrown towards me. So I had to really censor myself so that I would not be seen as aggressive or, you know, so I wouldn't intimidate people. That's when I was a child. I'm a grown woman now. Take it how you get it. I don't care, right? I'm not going to censor myself to make you feel okay. You know what I mean? But I do know when I'm being attacked and when I'm flying off the handle. So with the Vixen, she's just flying off the handle because of her emotions. I do think that there is, especially in her work, it's very racial sensitive work. And I have been somebody who have been a part of movement since I was a child that about making sure that marginalized voices are heard, right? There are times when I just have to step back from that because it becomes overwhelming. So I think that the Vixen is just overwhelmed. I don't think that she looks at Eureka and sees, you know, oh, I hate all white people and I'm looking at Eureka and you are the representation of, you know, that gay white guy in the community who treats black people like, I don't think that. I think that the Vixen is just overwhelmed with everything that she's taken in, especially with the work, and anything can get under her skin because there were black queens that got under her skin. I also think that Asia speaks from a certain place, and no shade, I am not attacking anybody who is from the South, but I've noticed in my relationships, especially with black people from the South, there is a, not all, but enough where I'm just like, there is a very kind of docile approach that they have to race relations. I remember I was talking to one of my really good girlfriends, and she was telling me about how there was a road in her neighborhood that she wouldn't walk down because her neighbor was a racist, and he would ride down on his horse, and if you walk by that road, he would yell at you and say, you know, get off this side of the road, N-word. And she was just like, and we would run, and so we just, black people just don't go down that street, and it's okay. So Asia has to realize there is, especially in the North, there's such a resistance there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that we all don't deal with racism and oppression, right? I'm just saying there's a bite that we have because we are a part of the resistance. And there are people like Monique Hart, like Asia O'Hara, who are living in slave states, who know how to keep their head down to survive, but not okay with what is happening, but I gotta survive. You know what I mean? Like Monique was just like, I would love to do what the Vixen is doing, but I live in a slave state. So I think that's what it is, and I think she's giving that approach to the Vixen on how to deal with this situation, but it won't apply to the Vixen because she was raised differently in a different area where you can be black and vocal, and something may happen, but a lot of the times it won't. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that it's better. I am not saying that it's better because a lot of the stuff that happens to us is behind the scenes. It's not outward like it is in the South. That's what I think that Asia was speaking on. And I disagree. I disagree that the Vixen is being an angry black woman or suffering from angry black woman syndrome. I disagree with the terminology because you cannot look at someone who has been stepped on since they got here and say everything that you're doing is misguided anger. I'm angry for a reason. Don't tell me how to deal with it. Help me deal with it. If you ain't helping me carry this cross, you need to go. But I felt like she was giving information because this is how she survives in the South. I don't agree with it, but I get what she was saying, and I think the Vixen also heard her heart, and she needed to know that somebody in that workroom cared about her. Even though all the queens do, I just feel like the Vixen is just overwhelmed. Everything is on top of her. You just got to step away. Like for me, I block out those videos of black men and women being shot and assaulted by police officers. I know what happens. I've lost family members to it, right? I have to take a step back sometimes because it can consume you and you will get angry, and you won't just lash out at the people who you think are responsible. That anger will go anywhere. So that's what I think is going on with the Vixen. She is overwhelmed with her political work. It happens. It really, really does. But I did love Asia pulling her aside and, you know, just trying to talk to a friend and just be like, you got to get this together. You know what I mean? Because you are going to get yourself out the competition. You cannot let this affect you because you won't be here much longer. So I appreciate Asia for talking some sense into the Vixen. I disagree with her 1000%. And to the black women in Texas, don't let them raggedy scallywags say that about you. Get some power and read them for filth. We got it in us. Cameron did a lot better than I thought in this Cher performance, this Cher Rusical. It still didn't do anything for me, but it wasn't what I expected. It was much better than what I was expecting. And I just feel like this, I don't want them to sing. I don't know why they made them actually sing. I felt like this would be so much better as a voiceover, but I guess they're trying something new. It's not hitting it for me because not everybody on this show is singers, so I don't know. But Cameron did better than I expected. It still didn't work. What's the mannerism? It was too much. I was like, ooh. Baby, you got to study her a bit more. But you did it. Monet. I don't like this Rusical. I don't. I want voiceovers. Not everybody is a singer. Not everybody can enunciate or, enunciate. Look at me, judging, right? It's not doing it for me. And then Monet's outfit, like... Then another thing that pisses me off about this, not everybody can sing live and do choreography, which is why a lot of these top celebrities, except for Beyonce, these performers, a lot of them do like voiceovers, and I don't know. This is not good. The Vixen is up, and I'm like, what is this? She looks like Blue Ivy again. No, this wasn't a good one, Ru. Let's scratch this one. Stick to voiceovers. Aquaria did okay. I mean, she did a lot better than what I've seen, and the look. I think the look sold me. She did a great look. I'm gonna need Aquaria at some point to start wearing boobs. I think she just gets away with it. I know Cher did not have like these gigantic boobs, but you gotta give me something to work with, sis. Even a nice little A cup, something. Like, you can't keep on getting away with this androgynous boy body all the time down the runway. Asia O'Hara, she picked Mamma Mia. And she forgot her words. Asia O'Hara. I called it, didn't I? Didn't I call it? I said she might be lip syncing. I feel bad. I do. I don't think this one was fair. Like, nah, Ru, we gotta scratch this one. This one wasn't fair. Like, they have to sing live. They also have to dance and learn. That's too much. I know this is season 10, but if you don't have that ability, come on. Do you know how long you have to work and train to be able to really, like, sing at your height while just doing minimum choreography? Years. Years. Ru tried to teach it to them in a week. Say what you want about Eureka, but mother did it. When she walked out and Ru was like, woo! Come on. Come on. Like, I get it. I get it. She was getting on my nerves a little bit this episode as well, but you can't fault the girl with her looks. Except for that mermaid. She brings it. She brings it. I'm sorry. Miss Cracker was okay, but she got to stop patting her body like the youngest Kardashian. I was distracted by the patting. But good job. I didn't like this one. I didn't like it. It was confusion. I felt like it was too hard for the queens to like sing, especially if you can't sing and get the breathing ability right to also do choreography. It just was very, very lackluster. I think they would have felt more confident and gave a much better performance if they were lip syncing, because one, you don't have to worry about singing and, you know, breathing and doing this choreography. You can focus on a choreography, and all you got to do is focus on a choreography, your looks, and learning the words. You threw another thing in, and I get that it's a competition, and I get that it's a TV show, so you got to throw these things in, but I didn't like it. I just felt like it's really hard for anybody to win at this, especially since none of them, it seems like, are singers. I didn't like this one. Did you guys? God, did we get a Ru walkout? I totally missed that. I think, did we just go into the Rusical? Let me go back. Oh my goodness, we didn't get a Ru walkout. Well, at least from the top up, I think it's great. I love the outfit. I love the colors. I look forward to Ru's look. I don't like this episode. And I really enjoyed last week's. This one is disappointing. It's taking out so many things that are like very important and doesn't seem like extra long to you. Maybe because I'm not enjoying it as much as I normally do. Put this category right up my alley. Glitterific. It's who I am. Cameron might not have much personality, but Cameron got them looks. This look is gorgeous so much that I'm trying to like find it because I'm going to pull this out for my birthday. Yes, yes, that look is, I love the jumpsuit. I'm loving the cape. I love the glitter and the hair. Cameron is really a look girl. I want boobs. I want boobs. It's time to stop with it because I feel like it's excessive on season 10. I don't mind it on other seasons, but I feel like it's really excessive on season 10 with a lot of queens just like cheating and not like wearing boobs. You don't have to have these huge double Ds. You can have a nice A or something, but just nothing. It's not giving me drag. To me, it just seems kind of lazy. You know what I mean? Because I think that Cameron didn't want to try to fight with that breastplate and the boobs and trying to hide it. So it's like no boobs and I'll just make it work. Season 10 is lazy. Mother got a meaty tuck. Only Mayhem Miller knows how meaty it actually is. No. Oh my day. I don't know what this is. First of all, it's scary and not in a good way. The way the beads are looking on HD cameras, you're gotta learn how to put stuff on these HD cameras. It's not a game. They will switch up your look in a second because the cameras get everything and sometimes it's so magnified that it just messes up the look. Case in point, Monet Exchange. It looks like she is wearing a jumpsuit full of like bedazzled stretch marks. And then is she putting glitter in her rolls? And then no boobs again. What happened on this episode, y'all? I don't know what's going on. Monet, I love you. I love you. I'm rooting for you. I want you to win this. You look a mess. I love the makeup, though. I think the makeup is very creative. But again, it's like another Fashion Nova bodysuit. You can't keep on doing, or romper, what is it? Onesie. Whatever. It's giving me, I can buy this off the rack. And that's the thing, right? Especially with Drag Race. You want to see fabulous gowns, gorgeous gowns, beautiful gowns, right? You don't want to see something that looks like it's $15 at like a hood boutique. Come on, girl. And then being lazy with the wig. What is this paper mache toupee? I'm so done with this episode. How long is it? I gotta get to untuck. Is her tuck blurred? Messy. The Vixen from the neck up, in my opinion, this is one of her best looks from the neck up. The dress, sis, it looks like you made it in a day. You know what I mean? Like, you look like you made it on Project Runway. I don't have a problem with it being like DIY, made out of foam. I just feel like if she spent more time on it, it will look a lot better. But I can see like pieces like crumbled up and not really matching, and it just looked poorly put together. It looked like it was created in a day or just a couple hours before the runway. And that's the one thing about her looks. Ever since her first look when she walked in with Chicago, which I felt like she spent time on, I haven't really seen that magic recreated because I was looking forward to seeing DIY looks that she would bring on this season, and I haven't seen it. Aquaria came to win. This look, beautiful. If I were invited to the Met Gala, I will be someday soon. This is what I would have wore to the last one. The most recent Met Gala, I think that happened this week on Monday. That would have been my outfit. That is a complete, well thought out look that she spent time on. I don't know if she bought it. I don't know if she made it. It looks handmade, but it looks great. I love the idea of the mesh rhinestone. You listen, she's playing to win, and I am here for it. The old Asia O'Hara is back. I don't know if she's going to be lip syncing because this is a great look, but it just may happen because I don't know anybody who did as terribly. You know what I mean? I know somebody who did kind of bad, but she was horrid. I'm glad she pulled out a great look because it might keep her safe. This is beautiful. This is what we saw in the beginning. This is that Tweety Bird look. See, she's a look girl. She can pull out some looks, except for mermaids. But this one, great look. So creative, so beautiful. She can do some makeup. Love it. Love it, Asia. I'm glad you're back, at least on the runway. Eureka. This is amazing. You have won tonight's episode. Vixen is going to be steaming. You look amazing. Of course, she did the loaf. I hate the loaf though, but it works for her. But everything up. Man, I need that. I need that look. For my first child's christening. Oh, can you imagine? I am going to be so extra when I get a coin. That christening is going to be a scene, honey. If I'm still on YouTube, you will get behind the scenes. A close-up of Eureka's hair. Love it. I love everything that she's done to it. I hate the makeup. The eyeshadow was great. Why did she mess it up with those white lines that made no sense to the look? She should have came up with like a clean beat face and just glittered down those eyes. But the white marks, I didn't understand. It threw me off. It just messed up the whole look for me. Miss Cracker. I love the concept. Wasn't wowed by the execution. I love the makeup in here though. I love that glitter. I love the skull vomiting on her face and the glitter and all that stuff. But the dress just seemed, it just seems like it seemed like a bridesmaid's dress. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't, you know what I mean? I didn't feel like she transformed it enough to not look like it was off the rack. And then I also didn't like how we could see the pole in the back and the construction of the... She would have done well with like a nice little cape to cover that or something. You know what I mean? But it was cute. I mean, it was different. I liked it, but I don't know if I put unattainable expectations on Miss Cracker. And I feel like I have. Because I keep on wanting her to do something that I haven't seen yet. Or am I expecting too much because of Bob? I don't know what it is, but I was just like, I was ready for her. And then I saw this and I was like, I like the makeup and the vomit glitter skull. Well, the judges like Cameron. They were like, put her in the top. And I was like, oh, all right. I'm okay with that. They love Monet, came at that bodysuit because they could see the tape and it just, poor construction. Like it wasn't well put together. And see, Monet is a performer. She's not a looks girl, and you gotta be a looks queen. You gotta be on this show. You gotta be both. And that's the thing. I don't think people realize, like, if they're strong in pageants, they come on and think they're gonna win. But it's like there's also performing challenges as well, because at the end of the day, they're going to go on tour. So if Ru is putting, and World of Wonder is putting money into this tour, they want people who will show up and give a show all across the board. That's what it is at the end of the day. And Monique has the performer. She just doesn't have the looks. I mean, oh, Monet, Lord. Monet has a performing in her. She doesn't have the looks. I don't know if it's a money thing or a taste level. They didn't like the Vixen. I'm not surprised. Not surprised. I did not get Moonstruck. You know what? Do they give the looks to the queens? Because if Asia was trying to pull out Moonstruck and I got Mamma Mia, and Moonstruck is my favorite movie, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I can't believe that. That was Moonstruck? I think they give them references to, like, they give them a look. I don't think that they can pull out whatever look that they want. I don't know. We'll find out behind the scenes. You guys always have the tea. So let me know if the queens were able to pick the looks that they wanted to pull from, or if they were given a look that they had to recreate on the show. Let me know in the comment section below, because y'all got the tea. Y'all got everything else. I know y'all got that tea. That's why I love it. Just got a close up of Michelle. I wasn't paying attention to her. I love her look. I love her hair. I love the glasses. I love the outfit. Oh, the good runway to make up for that challenge. Of course, they love Eureka. They clocked them stripes, as they should. But she didn't get as much praise as Cameron. So, is Cameron going to win this challenge? Cameron wins. I'm not upset with that. From listening to the judges and based off of how they had to critique this, because to be honest, they weren't given much. And I think it's the show's fault. You are making people sing and do choreography who don't normally do this, who don't have that skill, and you're just throwing in another wrench to not set them up to win. But it was like a setup to fail. So they didn't have much to go off of, and Cameron did the best with what was given to her. She had the best vocal range in that, and the look was great. She did, for me, I felt like she had too many mannerisms, but it was something, at least it was Cher, you know what I mean? And the look was great. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay because having looked at the whole spectrum of this like challenge, this episode alone, she gave what was required to the best of her ability and to the best of the abilities of her competitors. So it makes sense. I'm okay with that. Congratulations, Cameron. She's going to the Sofitel in Beverly Hills. Yo, look it up. That hotel, dreams. It's where dreams are made. It's beautiful. I'm that girl who like has her wedding and honeymoon planned. That was like my spot. Like after my wedding, I'm going to the Sofitel, and my husband is going to have his way with this chocolate body. Yes. I didn't expect Aquaria to be in the bottom. By the way, Ru, great hair. Who does her hair? Is it Delta Work? Is Delta Work doing Ru's wigs? Cause I heard that. I don't know if it's the truth. I gotta get to Delta. She I keep on saying this. Like I had this personal party, but on my birthday party I had it at Hamburger Mary's, and she was one of the performers there. It's a great show, so sweet. I didn't know she did wigs. I gotta get me a Delta Work wig. Guys, I gotta book a national commercial. I need y'all praying for me because I have to get at least 2 national commercials because I gotta get a Delta Work wig. I gotta get that bedazzled romper or jumpsuit that Cameron had on with the cape. I gotta get the jewels. I need a coin for this birthday party. Keep me in your prayers. So it's down to Asia O'Hara and the Vixen. Not surprised. I knew that Asia was going to be in the bottom, even with that gorgeous look. And the Vixen, I knew, you know what I mean, just from what she's giving. And I don't think it's that the Vixen isn't good. I think she's consumed with her Eureka beef, and it's holding her down. It's weighing her down. It is getting in her head, and it's unfortunate. It really, really is unfortunate. I've never seen Asia O'Hara lip sync. I've seen the Vixen lip sync, and from what I've seen from the Vixen, I feel like Asia O'Hara may be able to pull out a win. I'm not wowed by the Vixen's lip sync for your life. I don't know how she is in her performances back home, but the lip syncs for your life, I can't do another stop, drop, and roll. I can't do, another squat, somersault. I need her to come with something different. I don't know. I'm kind of rooting for Asia in this one, even though she made that inappropriate comment about this goddess. I'm still rooting for her because I think she does deserve to stay here. I think her head is in the game. And I haven't seen her lip sync, but I think when everything is on the line, she gonna pull out a win. Let's see. So I feel like I was wrong. Because this is all Asia O'Hara is giving me. And I'm like, the Vixen is in it. What are you doing? The Vixen, I feel like she's just going to make it to the top just by lip syncing for her life. Because right now, it's the Vixen's game to win at this point. I don't know what Asia O'Hara is doing. It's all of this. You look good, girl, but you're not giving me a show. Either one could go. It just wasn't a good lip sync. I don't know. And I'm not going to blame the song. That is a great song. Have you seen the video? There's so much they could have pulled from that. I don't know. It just wasn't a good... This episode. Ciao. We knew this would happen, though. We did. I'm going to be real with you. I don't think Asia gave more than the Vixen. I don't think the Vixen gave enough to really stay here, especially with all the drama. That stunt that she pulled on the runway in front of Ru, I knew that it was the nail in the coffin for her. I was just like, sis, this is not a good look. Ru don't like this messiness. She don't like it. She wants you to be a consummate professional at all times, and she just wasn't. And even when Ru was trying to talk to her, she didn't get it. So I don't know. I don't know if she pulled out anything better, would she stay? And to be quite honest with you, I've seen the Vixen do a lot more. So maybe she was over it at this point too. Maybe she was just defeated. I don't know, but I'm not shocked. You know what I mean? At this point, Asia is just a better queen at this point in the competition. I'm not saying outside in the real world, but in the competition, her body of work is just a little bit better. So it was one of those decisions where you got to check every box. Well, this one has more check boxes than the other, I guess, but by the Vixen. I feel bad. I do. I feel bad because I was rooting for the Vixen coming in here because I was a fan of that Cocky video. And I'm a fan of Shea Coulee, so I just felt like if Shea Coulee is your mother, I know you're going to give me that and then some. And then when she got on this show, it was just like, not what I expected. But see you on All Stars, girl. Maybe in like 2 seasons, you gotta do some rehabilitating. You gotta get your audience. You know what I mean? You need some refinement. You need to get with an older queen. I'm not saying that Shea Coulee isn't good for you, but you need to get with like a more seasoned older queen. Somebody like RuPaul. RuPaul is not that accessible, but somebody like that who has been in the game for a minute, who can teach you more about professionalism and performing and really working your brand. I think that's what she needs. She needs brand focus. She already has a brand, but she just needs to know how to focus and work it and make it into something that is profitable, because she has it. What she has is huge. I don't think she has the mindset or the wherewithal to really handle it at this point. She needs some mentoring. That's exactly what she needs, some mentoring. And I think if she takes the advice, like she took the advice that Asia O'Hara gave her today, the wrong advice, a bit of it, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. So, see ya, Vixen. Evil trumps when good queens do nothing. Buy my album. That could either be really powerful or really shady. Vixen, man, listen. Well, at least you did the opposite of what Miss Vanjie did. Miss Vanjie left and like became viral off of Miss Vanjie. You became a well-known topic on this show because of your messiness. All of the drama that you were involved in, and it's unfortunate because they should have been going up for your drag and not the mess. But it is what it is. You came here to fight, and sis, you did just that. I hope it was worth it. I hope it was worth it. That's where it ends. I was not a fan of this episode. I didn't like the challenges. I liked the mini challenge. I didn't like the challenge. I felt like, I don't know, I felt like this challenge was a little bit too produced, and I didn't think that the queens were set up to win. You know, I feel like they gave them their looks instead of allowing them to pick out a look. I also don't like the fact that they made them sing and dance. Don't have that training or that natural ability. It is extremely hard to do that and learn all of that within a week and pull out something great, which is why somebody who did okay won tonight. And I think they kind of knew that this wasn't going to be a challenge where it was really going to be amazing. So they gave like a hotel stay at the Sofitel. The Sofitel is nice, right? But there have been far more appropriate and fabulous prizes for a challenge win on other episodes. So I don't know, this episode didn't do it for me. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like, let me know if it's just me or if if you guys do agree, because I didn't see it for this episode. It seemed really I don't know, I just wasn't for it. I didn't like the main challenge. I don't know. It was, the energy was off here. I don't know. I didn't enjoy it fully. I enjoyed the beginning. This at middle to the end was like, nah, let's not do this again. Scratch this one. Love that we're trying new things, but this one, throw it away. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please stay tuned. I'm going to put Untucked somewhere in this video. You can click on it right here or just wait for it to come up. This Untucked seems like it's going to be juicy because this is the one where the Vixen is going home. So stay tuned for that because I'm about to watch that and get into it. So come and join me there. You guys seem to join me more in Untucked than you do in my actual reviews. No shade, especially when the Untucked is like juicy. I would do the same thing too. I'm not hating, but I'm saying just take a look at the, the full review as well. Check us out. And I'll see you next week. Love you.